Welcome to another real estate exam prep session. For most people, the math section feels a bit intimidating at first. We are going to make it easier by going math questions based on the actual licensing exam. So grab a calculator if you want. And let's dive right into questions. Question number 1. A property sells for $450,000. The buyer puts down 25% and pays 1.5 discount points. What's the total initial amount the buyer needs to pay? Excluding other fees. A. $110,000. B. $112,500. C. $117,562.50. D. $120,000. The correct answer is C. Let's break it down. First, calculate the down payment. 25% of $450,000 is $112,500. Now subtract that from the purchase price to get the loan amount. That gives us $337,500. Next, we calculate the discount points. 1.5% of that loan amount equals $5,062.50. Add that to the down payment, and you get a total of $117,562.50. So that's your answer. Why are the other choices wrong? A and B only include the down payment and ignore the discount points. Option D with $120,000 is a high number. It likely throws people off with a nice round number. Quick tip to remember this. When they ask for the total initial payment, always add up anything the buyer has to pay up front. That usually means the down payment and discount points. Question number 2. A home is appraised at $280,000, but the sale price is $300,000. The lender is offering an 85% loan-to-value ratio. How much does the buyer need to bring in? A. $58,000. B. $60,000. C. $62,000. D. $65,000. And the correct answer is C. Here's the thing. LTV, or loan-to-value, is always based on the appraised value, not the sale price. That's a classic exam trick. So we take $280,000, multiply it by 85%. That gives us a loan amount of $238,000. Now, the buyer still has to pay the difference between that and the sale price. So we subtract $238,000 from $300,000, which leaves $62,000. That's what the buyer needs to bring to the table. Now let's quickly go over the wrong answers. A and B are just too low. They assume LTV is based on the sale price, which it's not. $65,000 in the option D is too high. Maybe it is a guess without doing the math. So here is pro tip. Whenever LTV shows up, make sure you're using the lower number, usually the appraised value, not what the buyer agreed to pay. Question number 3. A borrower pays $2,250 per month in interest on a loan of $450,000. What is the annual interest rate? A. 4%. B. 5%. C. 6%. D. 7%. The correct answer is C. Let's work through it. First, we take the monthly interest, which is $2,250, and multiply it by 12 to get the annual interest. That gives us $27,000 per year. Now divide that by the loan amount, $450,000, and you get 0.06. Multiply by 100 to convert it to a percentage, and you've got 6%. And that's your answer. Why are the others wrong? Let's have a look. A and B are too low. They underestimate the actual interest being paid. With option D, 7% is too high and doesn't match the math. Quick tip. If the question gives you monthly interest and loan amount, just go annual, then do your percentage. Keep it simple. Move on to the next question. Question number 4. A homeowner owes $130,000 on a home currently valued at $340,000. What is their equity? A. $200,000. B. $210,000. C. $220,000. D. $230,000. The correct answer is B. This one's nice and straightforward. Equity is the market value minus what's still owed. So, $340,000 minus $130,000 equals $210,000. That's how much the homeowner really owns in the property. As for the wrong answers, A, C, and D are all just off by 10 or 20,000. That is a common math slip-up, so always double-check your subtraction and do the math carefully. Let's roll into question number 5. Question number 5. If a city charges $1.80 per $1,000 in transfer tax, how much tax is due on a $420,000 property? A. $750. B. $756. C. $760. D. $765. The correct answer is B. Here's how you solve it. Start by dividing 420,000 by 1,000, which gives you 420. Then multiply that by $1.80, and you get $756. That's the transfer tax the buyer or seller would owe. Let's look at why the others are wrong. A is just a rounded guess. C and D go slightly over, because they likely used the wrong rate or miscalculated the units. Tip to study here, always match the rate to the per unit amount. If it's per thousand, divide the value first before multiplying. Question number 6. Zoning rules require the lot to be at least 4 times the size of the building. If the building is 4,500 square feet, how many acres does the lot need to be? A. 0.4 acres. B. 0.413 acres. C. 0.45 acres. D. 0.5 acres. The correct answer is B. Here's how to solve it. If the lot must be 4 times bigger than the building, we multiply 4,500 by 4. That gives us 18,000 square feet. Now, to convert that to acres, we divide by 43,560, which is the number of square feet in 1 acre. The result is 0.413 acres. So, B is the correct answer. The other choices are close, but they either round up or down too much. So remember this number. 1 acre equals 43,560 square feet. You'll see it on the test more than once. Question number 7. A tax bill is $9,600, and the tax rate is $3.20 per $100 of assessed value. What's the assessed value? A. $290,000. B. $295,000. C. $300,000. D. $310,000. The correct answer is C. Here's the breakdown. $3.20 per $100 means the rate is 0.032. That's the decimal form you need. To find the assessed value, we divide the total tax by the rate. 9,600 divided by 0.032 gives us exactly 300,000. That's your answer. The other options are just the result of small miscalculations, usually from forgetting to convert the rate. So remember, when you see a rate per 100, change it to a decimal before doing the math. Question number 8. A 10,000 square foot warehouse has 80% usable space. Each rental unit takes up 125 square feet. How many units can you fit? A. 60. B. 62. C. 64. D. 66. The correct answer is C. Find out how much of the warehouse is usable. Take 10,000 and multiply by 80%. That gives you 8,000 square feet. Now divide that by 125, which is the size of 1 unit. 8,000 divided by 125 equals 64 units. That's the maximum number of units you can fit. If you picked any answer other than C, you either used the full building size without applying the 80% or made a rounding error. So here's a tip. Always apply any percentage limitations before doing the final division. Question number 9. A home sells for $480,000. The total commission is 5.5%. If the agent gets 45% of that, what's the agent's share? A. 11,500. B. 11,800. C. 11,880. D. 12,000. The correct answer is C. Let's walk through it. First, we calculate the total commission. Multiply 480,000 by 5.5%. That gives you 26,400. Now the agent gets 45% of that amount. Multiply 26,400 by 0.45. And you get 11,880. That's the agent's commission. The other answers are close, but only C comes from calculating both percentages accurately. These two-step questions are common, so take your time. Question number 10. How many acres are in the south half of the northwest quarter of the northeast quarter of section 36? A. 10 acres. B. 15 acres. C. 20 acres. D. 25 acres. The correct answer is C. This is a legal description question. Let's decode it step by step. Start with one section, which is always 640 acres. Then we follow the order of divisions. First divide by 2 for the south half, then divide by 4 for the northwest quarter, then divide by 4 again for the northeast quarter. 640 divided by 2 is 320. Then divide by 4 gives you 80. And divide by 4 one more time gives you 20 acres. So the answer is 20. The other choices come from stopping too early or mixing up the order. These questions test your ability to stay organized. Quick reminder, always read legal descriptions from right to left and divide at each step. All right, you made it through all questions. If you missed any of the steps, rewind and go through it again. We've got more practice to practice more exams. Don't forget to visit our Realty License Prep website to take full-length practice tests for free. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.